What is testimonial evidence? In New York criminal trials, the words of witnesses often decide a case. Jurors use testimony to reconstruct events, gauge intent and weigh credibility, so understanding how it works is essential. Testimonial evidence includes any statement from a person involved in a case, spoken in court or recorded in affidavits, depositions or interviews. Because it relies on human perception, it is more subjective than physical evidence, but it is admitted without additional proof when it helps establish facts or clarify motives. A single account can reveal whether an act was intentional or defensive, or challenge another piece of evidence. There are several forms of testimony. Eyewitnesses describe what they saw, experts interpret technical matters, and sometimes a witness relays an out-of-court statement under a hearsay exception. Character witnesses may discuss someone's reputation. Examples include bystanders recounting a robbery or a police officer explaining how evidence was collected. Such statements fill in gaps that documents cannot. In Long Island cases, defense teams rely on testimony to build alibis and attack the credibility of prosecution witnesses. Strong or weak testimony can influence plea negotiations. Because credibility is so important, retaining a defense lawyer who knows how to present reliable testimony and challenge inconsistencies is vital. Not every statement reaches the jury. Testimony must be relevant to the issues being tried. Hearsay is generally barred unless it falls within narrow exceptions. Counsel have to show that documents or recordings are genuine, and courts prefer originals when written statements are used. Character evidence is allowed only in specific circumstances, and experts must be qualified. Communications protected by privileges cannot be disclosed. Judges also exclude testimony that is unduly prejudicial or obtained through unconstitutional means. Defense counsel challenge or defend testimony throughout the case. They file motions to admit or suppress statements and raise objections at trial. Cross-examination tests reliability by probing bias and comparing current accounts with past statements. The objective is to raise reasonable doubt, not to extract confessions. Experts can support the defense by offering alternative explanations. Because many statements originate in police interviews, New York often requires custodial interrogations to be recorded. Officers must advise suspects of their Miranda rights, and courts suppress coerced statements. Jurors also consider whether a witness's memory or perception is trustworthy. Preparing a defense means gathering every relevant statement and shaping it into a coherent story. Counsel train their own witnesses to testify clearly and withstand cross-examination. Local experience can be an advantage because attorneys familiar with Long Island courts know how judges and prosecutors approach testimonial evidence. Past successes handling testimony also signal competence. During trial, defense counsel plan their questions carefully and may present their own experts. Digital communications such as text messages, emails and social media posts are increasingly treated as testimonial evidence. Audio and video recordings provide precise accounts but require proof that they have not been altered. Ongoing legislative changes and court decisions continue to shape how courts admit and evaluate testimony. Because testimony can determine whether someone is convicted or acquitted, working with a knowledgeable lawyer is essential. Attorney Jason Bassett and his law firm represent clients facing criminal charges on Long Island. They understand the rules governing testimonial evidence and know how to challenge unreliable statements while safeguarding their clients' rights. Contact the law firm at 320 Carleton Avenue No. 4200, Central Islip, New York, 11722 or call 631-259-6060.